Anything good on?
Once again, this is your boy Pop Culture Fake coming at you yet again with another Sideshow Collectibles statue review. Okay. Alright, let's dive right into it, guys. This is my one that I had to have. To me, this is Sideshow's DC Statue of the Year. The second I saw it, and you can check the tape, I said that's going to be Statue of the Year. Will people agree with me? They may or may not, but this remains my Statue of the Year. That's right. I saw this, not personally, I didn't go, but I saw, on last year's Comic-Con 2018. And when I saw the design itself, for me, I was blown away by the design, the concept, and kudos to them. Anyways, let's jump right into the review of this statue, okay? We're going to start from bottom up. You know how we do it. We're going to talk about this base right here. This is not your typical base. This base is not like a foundation like most bases have, like a ground or a rooftop. This is actually floating. It's water is the actual main base of the statue. And so he's like in the middle of the ocean. Excuse me. And he has the dock post with the non-slip surface looking great. You'll see it. I'll show you close-ups later in the video. This statue is simply amazing. Okay, now as you see, I do have the exclusive already set up for you. Alright, so let's talk about Green Arrow. Alright, and it is translucent green. Of course, the deeper water, the less you can see through, but the lighter, you can see like the light does shine through in the thinner areas, in the outer areas. And you do see the white foam coming up, letting you know that that's seawater, Great job, just enough. They have outdone themselves this time. They really have, as far as design, concept, details. Yes, there's been a lot of reviews and there's a lot of praises about details, but it seems like they get better and better. Not with each and every statue, but they'll have their one or maybe two that they were going all in. And this is one of those statues where they went all in. From bottom to top, and concept, and affordability, every category. All right, so yes, the water came out amazingly, as you can see. The different shades of green going from darker to light, just like if you were in the ocean yourself. The closer up, the more you can see through, but the further away, the darker it would seem. And you will see here, like, it's deeper here, so it's darker green. The more dense it is, the more color, or the more the light can't shine through. All right. So yeah, the dock post, really quick. This is, at least for me, that I've seen in person, the best imitation or rendition, if you would, of wood. Okay, like in this dock post. And what I mean by that is the details, but not only the details, it's the scaling of the details. Now, if you look at Harley Quinn's, mallet, it looks great. It really does. But when you compare it to this and the scale of things, the grain of the wood is larger than the scale of the mallet. Okay, so when we walk up to, a tree or whatever, it's kind of like our scale, okay? But they shrink everything down, okay? Where it's like very tiny markings in the wood. So they did a great job. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. And pull up any picture, and I'm just comparing just the mallet. There might be other wood that came out great, but I'm just comparing the ones that I have, with the mallet and this. And this one looks more natural as far as scaling. Okay? They really, really took us into his world. Okay, with everything. So not just, the clothes that he's wearing and obviously the size of his body, but the water, the post, everything. Every detail spot on. Okay, they do have a hidden compartment talking about the dock post here. You can open and close it. For me, I'm always going to leave it open. And here's the regular arrow that you could set down in there. But I typically leave my boxing glove in there and keep the arrow on the bow, which is removable. Okay. Great job with that. And it has a secret compartment here. Obviously, he has it elevated with his trick arrows ready to go. And you see he's going to get you from a distance. So just imagine, all he needs is just this much space and he'll take you out from a distance. This man's incredible. Mr. Oliver Queen, the Emerald Archer himself. Great job. He does have like a similar background to my guy, Bruce Wayne, Batman. But there are some differences too, obviously. It's kind of cool though. He's all green, Batman wears all black. In certain eras, but in certain eras it wasn't all green. He had green and orange. So, through times, yes, you had your changes. But for the most part, or at least for the most desired, the solid colors were the most, admired, from the heroes of Batman and Green Arrow. So back to Green Arrow. His boots, they did a phenomenal job. Everything, top to bottom. I'm not even going to go crease by crease because this thing is simple perfection. I really don't have to take all day. But it did come out phenomenally. You can see, the wrinkles in his boots. They came out great. The shin guards, you can see it has a different texture. So, it's believable that he has more protection there. Everything about this thing is just great. The shading in his pants, his details, great job. And this is all green. All green, different shades of green. No different colors as far as his clothing goes. Okay, and he's got the quilted pattern here and the chevron pattern on the lower tunic area, and it is layered, for a little bit of side protection. He has the big G on his belt. Okay, for gotta get that money. Yeah, his belt, his over the shoulder belt, buckles executed perfectly, and he's got these little wrinkles. They're not just wrinkles put anywhere just so you can say that they're wrinkles. They actually go with his posture. Okay, so if he leans a certain way, that wrinkle's gonna happen. It's in the correct spots. And that's one of the many things that I like about the statue. Okay, is they really, really went out of their way with this one. You see how his back arches? And he's looking down sight. A lot of statues, he'll be stiff, and he might be doing that. But no, he's giving you a nice flow. Look at him, just posting his legs up. Getting that stance. Look at him, he's got his core just right. Even the muscle details, from the underarm area, the whole area. But you can see, of course, like his muscle details here, especially. They did a great job. Pow. Yeah, with the arrows here. And he has like a more high-tech, sheath going on here. Great job. And I like the patterns. So instead of just, so not only do we have different shades of green, but we have different patterns too. So how much can you do with so little? And they challenged themselves, and then I think, me personally, they did a wonderful job for doing a lot with just one basic color. Yeah, you can lighten it and darken it, but okay, that's doing something. That's detail. That's all you have is one thing to work with. Okay, what are you going to do? And they made it happen. So the painter, great job. Great job, great thinking. I like it when the execution, the buyer can appreciate the hard work that the painter put into it. And, a lot of times, colors are basic, but he did a lot with a little. Okay, and that's what I can appreciate. All right, so yeah, his armor, which is lightweight armor, because he's very acrobatic. He's pretty much an outdoors, vigilante. So he can't be all, overly armored. Sometimes, other heroes, they have to bulk up, but typically he doesn't. Okay. So yeah, and I will show you, close-ups. You can see his eyes are not just white, but just like the OG Batman, you can see like he has the the sclera, and then the iris is also white. And you can see the levels of the two in his eyes. Of course, when you're watching cartoons, it's just all white. But here, they give you that 3D illusion of, okay, we're not going to just paint it white. We're going to let you know exactly what you're looking at. And they did a great job from bottom to top. Secret compartment, the scaling of the wood grain, phenomenal. The shadings of the many of green, the shades of green. Great job. And a little, gold pins, if you will, or buttons. Like when you put together a pair of pants, you'll see like on the pocket, you'll have the little buttons to hold it in place. You'll see that here in his legs right here. So he has the green, but those little buttons are gold. All right. And that's basically it for me. If I was to rate this, I would definitely give this a 5 out of 5 Popeyes boxes of chicken. But, okay, so take this off. This is the exclusive. Okay. And this is the regular. I like them both. This reminded me of Aquaman. Okay, but obviously this execution of this character is way better than Aquaman. But when you had the choices of the regular head and the OG with the long hair, excuse me, actually the newer school with the longer hair and the beard, I was like, oh, I'm already getting, but I'm definitely getting it here. Well, they showed this first, and I'm like, oh, obviously I was, amazed by everything, and I was just getting into the CW Arrow, and he was cool, but this is what I grew up with right here. So I knew him more. So when they showed this in the boxing glove, I'm like, oh, the boxing glove? Are you kidding me? No, it's no way. It's no way. So basically, yes, everything is perfect. Okay? But this, oh my gosh, I had to have it. For me. So if you're an Arrow fan and you came in late and you like him, okay, that's great. You got a good deal. But if you like me and you like both eras of Green Arrow, then it's a bonus. Okay? Alright, so you gotta be careful. Okay, so his arrow does have a little notch where he can, where it fits into the thread. Okay, which will be like the string of his arrow. So you put it in there, and then it lays on a flat surface. Okay, on his outer left arm here. It has a flat surface on the arrow, and the bow. Excuse me, on the flat surface of the bow, and the bow is metal. The arrows are metal. The glove is not, which that would be extremely heavy if it was. Scaling, painting, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 100%. Whatever the highest score is, that's what I give this. Great job. Okay. Enough of that. I'm going to give you the close-ups, guys. If you're a DC fan, you're going to love it. If you're a Green Arrow fan, you're going to love it even more. If you love the different eras of both, it's going to be like, why wouldn't I get it? All right. Here we go. Time for the close-ups. Let's do it. All right, let me get my paws out the way. Okay. Look at that. You have filled this city. Look at the details, guys, in his face. Okay? You see the different shades of green? You see what I'm talking about? Look at that. Now look closely. You see the textures in this tunic right here? You see that? That's what I'm talking about. You have to get, wow. They went all out. And there's your quilted and your chevron right there. And the little gold buttons. All right, sorry, let me see if I can focus that up. Look at that. Look at the texturing. The shading. Okay, now look at that post. Okay. You see how small every detail is, but it's the correct scaling. You see what I'm saying? Okay. You see that wood grain there? You see how small that post is? But look how small the lines of the wood grain is. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? This right here. How can you not appreciate that? That is like 4K compared to 720. Trust me, when I show you the mallet and you see the grain, you're going to be like, oh, yeah. Trust me. There's sometimes where you notice everything when it's done extremely well. So it's not that other versions were done not well, but this one is done better. Look at his eyes. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, and that's that resin look, like from Green Lantern, Hal Jordan sideshow. When they did that, I was like, oh, this is the best. This is how they should be doing this, the skin tone. You know, for the white complexion. Look at that. How much can you do with green? What? It's not washed out. Like every little bit of green has its own space. Look at that. Look at that secret compartment right there. Oh, hang on, let me bring it this way. See? This part right here is where you can put the arrow or the glove there. And he has his explosive arrowheads. I recommend leaving it open like that. Okay? Because that's where your exclusive goes. Now, if you can choose to put it wherever you want, but they gave you a way out. So why not take advantage of their ingenuity? Okay? Look at the water. Okay, look at the waves in the water. Look how it crashes. See? Look at the wood grain. You see how small and how to scale it is? Look at that. See, he's not going to slip on that. If that was flat surface, oh my God, good luck standing still. Simply amazing, guys. Alright. Okay. Now see, there's Harley right there. Let me see if I can get a close up on her. Now I know this is not about Harley, but you see the grain and how larger it is? Yes, it looks good. Now the top part looks better. But this is what I'm talking about. The bigger wood grain here. Okay? It's big. But it's a mallet. Yes, it's a big mallet. But still, right? Okay. But he's standing on a post, right? Now look. Now look. That detail is to scale. Way better. They are crunching the polygons here. That's what I mean. They have really ratcheted up the details. There's a little G right there, or the big G belt buckle, tunic, his muscles. Look at that, gloves. Come on, man. Don't be a hater all your life. Okay. Well, I appreciate you sticking with me this long. And if you didn't, you have failed this city. But once again, this is your favorite statue collector reviewer, Pop Culture Fate 29, signing. Wait for it. Wait for it. I said signing. Out.
Derek Sampson, you have failed this city.